Let the feet be together. If the ankles touching each other bothers you, you can separate the heels a little bit. I'll bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing forward. And let's just focus on simply watching the breath and being watchful. This is part of our practice, is this watchfulness, this ability to kind of be above the body and above the mind and watch everything that's happening. And then we'll shift into victorious breath, taking a breath in through the nose, fogging out through the mouth, fogging in through the mouth, closing the mouth, exhaling through the nostrils. We'll keep working with this breath. Reach the arms up on the next inhalation. On the exhalation, palms together, thumbs in towards the heart center. I'm going to chant our chant to Patanjali as a way to come into a sense of love and devotion. Even though we don't know who he may be personally, it's the idea of this being who has brought yoga to us in the written form. And there are many more who have documented the postures themselves, but this is a beautiful tradition. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam Patanjalim pranjali hranatosmi Abahu purushakaram shankha chakra sidharinam sahasra shirasam shvetam pranamami Patanjalim Srimate Anantaya Nagarajaya Namo Namaha. Om. Let's move through Surya Namaskara Ka, Sun Salutation A. We're going to number them. So on the next inhale, reach the arms upwards. This is 1. We're going to pause the first time around. On the next exhalation, 2, we fold. Number 2. Now a couple breaths here because we haven't really warmed up the body. So this first sun salutation is part of our warm-up. So a couple deep breaths here. Next inhalation, come up halfway, lengthening the spine. 3. The hands can stay on the mat. Maybe they can stay flat, or maybe you have to rise to fingertips or bring hands somewhere up the legs, but look for the flat back. Now all in one exhalation, forelimb staff posture. Hands come down, feet float back, lower down. This is 4. Hold here. Hold another breath. Bring the knees down if you need to. Inhale 5, cobra or upward facing dog. Feel activity from the toes up to the crown of the head. Downward facing dog. 5. 6, excuse me, we just went through 5. So here we take about 3 to 5 breaths. Straight arms, maybe a little bit of motion first time around. And then we'll go through 2 Sun Salutation A at a quicker pace. Step the feet forward. This is 7 as you inhale halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, 8, lower down. Inhale, 9, come all the way up to standing. And then exhale, palms together, thumbs to the heart center. So now I'll just name the numbers and the breath in or out. Inhale, 1, arms up. Exhale, 2, fold. Inhale, 3, halfway up. Exhale, 4, step back lower. Hold for a moment. And then inhale, 5, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Here we want to pull the belly in and engage the pelvic floor as much as we can through the practice, but this is a good remembering in this posture. When you're ready, step forward. Halfway up is 7. Exhale, lower 8. Inhale all the way up, 9. Exhale, samastitihi. Once again, inhale, 1. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 6. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, 7. Exhale, 8. Inhale, 9. Exhale, samastitihi. Let's go right into letter B. So take a big breath out and then inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up. This is 1. Exhale, fold, 2. Inhale, halfway up, 3. Exhale, forelimb staff posture, 4. Inhale, 5, back bend. Exhale, 6. Right foot forward, left heel down, warrior A, 7. 8, another vinyasa here, hands down, step back, lower. 9, back bend. 10, downward facing dog. 11, warrior A, left foot forward. Arms reach up. 12, forelimb staff posture. 13, back bend. 14, downward facing dog. Next exhalation, float forward. Inhale, halfway up, 15. Exhale, fold, 16. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, 17. And samastitihi. Straight legs, hands together. Once again. Next inhale, knees bend, arms up, 1. Exhale, 2, fold. Inhale, 3, halfway up. Exhale, forelimb staff posture, hands down, feet back, lower. This is 4. 5, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, 6. Right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, 7. Exhale, 8. Inhale, 9. Exhale, 10. Left foot forward. Inhale, 11. Exhale, 12. Inhale 13. Exhale 14. Exhale, step forward. Inhale 15, halfway up. Exhale, fold 16. Bend the knees, inhale, arms up. 17. And standing tall, Samastitihi. All right, let's go through one more, but I won't be counting. So when you're ready, begin. So we're just about to meet. Once you're here in Samastitihi, breathing deeply. Pada Angushtasana. Bring the hands to the hips. Separate the feet, hips distance apart. Inhale, look upwards. Find a little back bend. Exhale, grasp the big toes, folding. Grasp the big toes with peace fingers. You can separate the feet further if you need to. Inhale, lengthen, lift the head. Exhale, bend the elbows. Let go of the head to gaze past the knees in that focusless gaze. Padahastasana, lift the head, straighten the arms. Exhale, step on top of the hands, toes to the wrists. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, release the head. You can always bend the knees if needed, but probably first separate the feet. And then see if you can keep the legs straight. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, hands to hips. Rise up to standing. Exhale, we'll bring the hands together. Uttita Trikonasana, extended triangle posture. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bring the arms to a T. Pivot the right foot to the right. Reach out with the right arm. Lower down to the right leg. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Gazing up past the left hand. Blocks are good to have on both sides of the mat, both sides, if needed. The hand can be to the right thigh, or it could be all the way down to the outside of the right foot, or grasping the right big toe with the peace fingers. We'll look down at the right foot, rise up to standing. Exhale, pivot feet to the left. Really, right toes face right, the side of the mat, left toes forward. Reach out with the left arm, lower down the left leg. Inhale the right arm up. Look up past the right hand. Exhale, look down at the left foot, rise up to standing, arms to a T. Exhaling, hands to hips. Parivrita Trikonasana, revolving triangle. Pivot to face the right leg. Left toes can be slightly to the left. I like the toes to face forward though. Feet can be separated, far, or a little closer. Inhale, reach the left arm upwards. Look up. Exhale, left hand down to a block or to the mat or to the outside of the right foot. And you can also put the hand on a block there. Press into the right hip to press and turn the heart to the right. And then maybe that right arm reaches up. If it feels like strain, then just take a step back. Bring the hand back to the hip. Draw the belly in. Always lengthen on the inhale, go further on the exhale. Right hand down, rise up to standing, arms open, exhale, hands to hips, switch sides, facing left leg, set up the feet. You want to feel energy going down towards the feet and still feel the lengthening. Reach the arms up, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Find that place where it can stay and secure the body. Turn to the left, reach the left arm up. Exhale, left hand down, rise back up, open the arms, exhale, top of the mat, Samastitihi. Uttita Parshvakonasana, step the right foot to the back of the mat and pivot the feet to the right foot. Lunge into the right knee, right forearm to the right thigh, left arm up and over, creating one straight line with the left leg and left arm. If you can go further, right hand to the outside of the right foot, even if it's on a block, looking up past the left hand. Keep stretching the left leg and left arm. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, left foot forward, lunge into the left knee, forearm to thigh, right arm up and over, one straight line with the right limbs. Look up past the right hand. Again, maybe deeper. Parivrita Parshvakonasana, revolving side angle. Rise up, and then we'll pivot. We can bring hands together, pivot the feet to pretty much face forward. We're facing the right leg. Lunge into the right knee, left toe slightly to the left. You can lift the heel if it helps. Then let's take the right hand to the right thigh and start to lower to work the left elbow outside of that right thigh, or maybe the upper arm. And then we'll twist to the right. You might bring the hands together into a prayer position. If you do, you're going to bring those fingertips inward to face the heart. Look past the right elbow. A deeper expression, which I find very difficult, is to straighten up the left arm and then straighten up the right arm up overhead. Of course, with practice, everything gets a little easier. Let's rise back up to standing. Open the arms. Then we'll close the hands together and pivot to face the front leg, left leg. Lunge into the left knee. Left hand to left leg to work the right elbow or upper arm. And then you find that right amount of tension so you can twist. Again, maybe hands together. Look past the left elbow. Even if it's for a breath or half a breath, you might try the other variation, straightening that right arm if you can get fingertips down to the mat. Left arm up and over. Something I could barely do a few weeks ago. Haven't been practicing this. I'm very surprised how much progress we can find. It's really amazing. Let's inhale, rise. Exhale, top of the mat. Prasarita Pado Tanasana. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. We have 4 variations. Arms to a T, wide distance between the feet. Blocks close by if you're going to use them. Hands to hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold, palms down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, walk the hands back so they're in line with the feet. And then see if you can get the crown of the head down. Again, hands can be to blocks. Head does not have to be on the mat. And get an ankle stretch if you have the toes shifted inwards. Another breath. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to hips. Exhale, release again, and just fold. Let the head dangle loose this time. Taking off any pressure on the neck. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, maybe the crown of the head to the mat. Exhale, release the hands down, come up halfway. We're going to go right into letter D. Grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. You might need to bring feet a little closer together, check in. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower. And again, maybe crown of the head finds the mat. Or a block. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Come all the way up to standing. You can bring the feet a little closer together, and then exhale, top of the mat, Samastitihi. Parshvottanasana, intense side stretch. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, arms to a T, and then exhale, hands behind, clasp opposite elbows with the hands, or find a reverse prayer. Pivot to face the back of the mat. Toes face forward. Feet can be further or closer together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hinge halfway. Then we'll bring the right hip back, left hip forward. Then maybe we just stay halfway or even not even halfway. We keep the back straight. If you can keep the low back especially nice and long, and you can fold a little deeper, then feel free. We're gazing past the right toes or past the back of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Keep the arms as they are. Exhale, pivot to the front of the mat. Set up the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, halfway. So we can get the left hip back, right hip forward. And once we set the hips up and the legs, then maybe you go a little deeper. Every inhalation, lengthening in the leg, in the back, in the neck. Every exhalation, we start to release in and lower. Or at least relax. Every exhalation, relax. Without compromising the proper amount of activation in the body. Next inhale, we'll rise up, and then exhale, release. If you had hands in reverse prayer, you need to move those wrists around. Uttita Hasta Pada Angustasana, so we're going to balance. We'll start with hands to hips, feet hip distance apart. You can find a support, a wall, a chair, if needed. Then on the next inhalation, engage the thighs and lift the left or right knee up, touching the right knee with the right hand. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you can grasp the right big toe with the peace fingers and then extend the leg forward, bent or straight. So this is letter A. We'll go to letter B by taking the right leg to the right, maybe turn the head to the left. You're creating tension between the toe and the fingers, the arm, if you have that grasp. Then we'll bring the leg back to center. Exhale, knee to nose. Here's letter C. And then we'll bring hands to hips. Keep the leg lifted, point the foot, spread the toes. Letter D. Exhale, lower the leg. Okay, getting ready for the other side. You can shake things out if needed. Standing tall, engage the thighs. Inhale, lift the left knee. Again, maybe grasp the big toe. Exhale, leg to the left. Maybe head turns to the right. Inhale, bring the leg to center. Exhale, hands to the leg to draw the leg up as you lower the head down. And then bring the hands to the hips. Keep the leg lifted, point the foot, spread the toes. And exhale, release. Okay, so for the next posture, you might need a chair close by or blocks close by. Depending on if you can do a half lotus or not, that will decide where you're going to go in the next posture. So if you can do half a lotus, you'll bring the right foot to the left thigh with the knee pointing down. If that's not an option, you'll have the foot to the inside of the thigh. And then you'll stand tall in tree if this is where you are. So you can keep hands together, you can reach the arms up. If you have the foot on top of thigh, a couple options. Take the right hand behind and see if you can find the toes. And if you can't find the toes, hold the left arm with the right hand. And then you can stay here. If you can find the bind, find the right hand to left foot, and then start to fold. Now, if you find another posture that's similar in some way, feel free. For example, a single-legged chair posture is really nice with the right foot on top of left thigh, the left knee bent, and then same idea, you fold. I really do enjoy that. I think that's a nice alternative. But this is your practice, so you shape it. Okay, we're going to start to come out of whatever variation you're in, and then switch sides. Start to come out, whichever variation you're in, and then release. Now we're going to come to the top of the mat and find a chair posture or fierce posture. So we'll bend the knees, reach the arms up, looking up. Sink the hips back. Next exhalation, fold forward over the legs, straightening them. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down, float back lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to step the right foot forward, left heel down, and rise up to warrior A. Pelvis pulls in, heart stretches up. Maybe look up past the hands. Back leg stays straight. We're going to pivot to the back of the mat, keep the arms risen. Left side, warrior A. Warrior B, left side, left arm forward, right arm behind. Palms up or palms down. Looking past the left fingertips. Straighten the left leg, pivot to the right leg, lunge into the right knee. So this is our standing sequence. Now we're going to lower the hands down around the right foot. Take another vinyasa here. Right foot steps back, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale. From downward facing dog, we find our way to seated. You might jump the feet and cross the ankles in the air. You might bring knees down and swing legs around. Bring legs forward into staff posture. Dandasana. Okay, so we'll have the hands down next to the hips, the feet flexed, the chin down. See if you can straighten the arms. If you need to, bend the knees. Paschimottanasana, letter A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. Bend the knees again if you need to, or separate the legs. I like to bend the knees instead of separate legs in these ones. And then on the exhalation, send the heart forward, bending the elbows. Inhale, filling, lengthening. Exhale, emptying, relaxing. Letter B, wrap the hands around the feet, thumbs to the big toes. Flatten the feet so you can see the pinky toes. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. So what we've been doing are the primary series. When you get into the intermediate series, you get a lot of back bending In the primary, we're doing a lot of folding. And then letter C, you can stay here, or if you can go further and take the hands behind the feet, and then you'd hold the wrist with the opposite fingers. Otherwise, stay right here. Now we're going to be finding a little back bend, going into either reverse table or reverse plank, Tanasana. So inhale, rise, plant the hands under the shoulders, fingers face forward, then lift the hips up and keep the legs straight. If you're going to go into reverse plank, if you're going into reverse table, bend the knees, plant the feet. And exhale, lower down. Let's take a vinyasa first time around, though we'll be skipping some along the way. Arms and legs lift into boat, cross the ankles. Now we're going to take you through a difficult way. So bring the feet down. Bring the hands down next to the hips. Push into the hands and see if you can lift the hips and the feet. If you can, then start to kind of scooch the feet back, keep the arms as they are, and then step back. It'll take you off the mat, but it's fairly challenging. And if that doesn't work, find your way another way. So people can do that, but they do it all with their feet floating, their legs floating. So now we'll find our way back to seated. And then we're going to bring right foot on top of left thigh, just like when we were in standing. And again, if that doesn't work, foot to the inside of the thigh. The knee down, left foot flexed. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, if you can, take right hand behind and find the right foot. Then find that bind. And then we'll exhale and next exhalation, folding. Otherwise, same as Janu Shirshasana, that you would be right here and you'd have foot to the inside of the thigh. Keeping the back nice and long. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do the other variation. So let's rise. Take your right foot to the right with the knees facing forward. So if that's not an option, you'll take another fold, same thing that you just did. It's okay if it's redundant. Arms reach up, exhale, fold. The more redundant we are in these things, the more progress there is anyway. And we'll inhale, rise, and switch sides. So right leg extends, left foot on top of right thigh, or you're going to find foot to the inside of the thigh. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. If you were going to see about that bind, check into it. And then we'll exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reposition yourself if you're going to. Take that left knee forward, left foot to the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold in. And then we're going to take a vinyasa in between before we go into the next. So we'll rise, arms and legs lift. And so we had one variation before. Now the next we can do is cross the ankles, lower the feet down, bring the hands forward, and then some people jump back, or you can push into the hands and then step back and lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale. From downward facing dog, find your way to seated once again. We start always in Dandasana, staff, and then we go into here, Janu Shirshasana, right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So again, maybe you already did this, but that means you'll be able to get a little further this time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold, hands somewhere to the leg. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Gazing past the left toes. Engage the belly, pull the pelvic floor up. We're going to do A, B, and C all in a row. It saves time, so we're going to rise and then go into B, which is we'll be sitting on the heel. And then from here, uncomfortable, but take the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, lower down. So letter C, we'll inhale, rise. Take the foot and hold it with the hands. Turn the toes down. Then press, let's say flex the toes, or how do I say it? I don't remember. And we're going to push the toes down next to the thigh. Bring the toes down onto the mat, and the rest of the foot is pretty much like hugging the thigh. Then we're going to draw this right knee down as best as we can. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Then when you fold, the knee will more comfortably lower. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, releasing in. You can really feel in this one where the shift is occurring in the stretching of the low back. So we have the left side to do. Let's rise. Right leg extends. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the leg or the foot. Inhale, find length. Exhale, relaxing in. As we're moving through, we need to remember that the body needs our kindness. So we want to be kind to the body and not relentless. So if something doesn't work for the body, mentally be okay with it. And then physically don't do it, Now we're going to rise and sit on top of the left leg. Left heel. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Finding length, and then releasing in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, take a hold of the left foot, turn the toes down, spread the toes, there we go. Push the toes down and then hug that right thigh with the rest of the foot. Take that left knee as far down as you can. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, folding in. The upper back can get achy in our practice if we're always overstretching it. So just be mindful of that. Keeping the shoulders back when you start to feel that achy. I know that I have that habit. And we'll inhale, rising up. Exhale, release the foot. Now we're going to skip a vinyasa. We're just going to bump up. So let's take the arms and legs, reach them upwards, cross the ankles, lower the feet, plant the palms next to the hips. Inhale, push into the arms and see if you can lift the hips and maybe the ankles and feet. And if not, just feel like you're activating the belly, because that's the point of that. And then we're going to straighten the legs, Marichyasana. Plant the right foot down. And we're going to kind of roll to the left hip a little bit and see if we can bring the right foot even closer to the right hip. So the right hip's going to be kind of hovering. And then from here, we're going to start to take the hands to the left leg and see if we can maybe stay right here, or maybe we can walk the hands down the leg. Now, if we can do that comfortably enough, I usually inhale my right arm up and then exhale, fold, and take the right fingers, fishing them back with the palm up. And then seeing if I can create the right amount of resistance here between my arm and the leg. Then take the left hand behind and see about finding a bind. Right hand holding, left hand or fingers clasping each other. And if that doesn't work, then you simply keep folding into that left leg without the bind. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch sides. Right leg extends, bring the foot in, roll a bit to the right hip. And then maybe we can inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. If you're going to take this left hand behind, fingers back, then I'll find that upper arm to that shin, and then maybe the bind behind the back. I find the Marichyasana series, there's 4 of them, really help with tension in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. And I feel like they're really actually so difficult that we don't practice them. But if we did, it would be very surprising how helpful they could be. So let's go ahead and rise. And then now we're going to be bringing this left foot on top of the right thigh. We want to eventually train the body to go into these half lotus because there's so many postures that incorporate it. And essentially meditation would be done in that fashion. So if it can work, then you go ahead and do so. If not, you're going to put it underneath the thigh. But then we're going to pick up the right foot and plant the foot. Then we start to come forward a bit to bring the left knee down. So now the right hip again is hovering. Then from here we have some options. We can simply hold this right leg just like this and maybe even fold just a little bit, and you could start to feel nice stretching here. Now if you can go a little deeper, you would bring that shoulder to the inside of the knee, and you would, as we did before, fish your hand back with the palm up and see about finding a bind behind the back. An option for some of these, like this one here, is you could have this foot further out to the right. That might help out. It does increase the stretch a bit in the left hip. And then we'll inhale and start to rise. Switching legs, extend the left leg, right foot on top of left thigh or under the left thigh. Pick up the left foot, roll over to this right leg. And then here maybe we start to hug and hinge forward, or we can take this left arm, fish it back. And we'll inhale, rise. And then we'll go ahead, straighten both of the legs, plant the right foot, bringing it inward if you'd like, or you can keep it further out. We're going to twist to the right, so take the right hand behind. We can inhale the right arm up. Exhale, take the right hand behind, fingers face back. And then maybe, so I'd have to kind of roll to my left hip a little bit to be able to take this arm outside if my foot is much closer to my hip. So check in and see if you want to take that the foot further down the leg, turning to the right. There's a bind here. I can't even explain it because I'm not even close. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, switch legs. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand behind. Here we might hug this right leg and turn. Or we might take that arm outside the left leg. I find that the hand down rather than up gets you a deeper twist. And we'll inhale, come back to center. So we're going to do letter D this time. We don't usually do letter D. Same thing, left foot on top of right thigh or underneath. But then you'll pick up the right foot and bring it down. And here you can take the foot a little further out if that's helpful. Now we're going to twist into the bent standing leg. So I'm just going to hold this leg and twist to the right. And again, if this foot is underneath the hip, we've done that before with each other, and then you're just twisting to the right. You can hook the elbow outside the knee. Inhale, come to center. Take the left leg forward. Then right foot on top of left thigh if you're going to that half lotus. And we bring that foot in, and now we twist to the left, into the left leg. There is a bind here. It's a little out of touch again for me, so I'm just sticking with this. And we'll be inhaling back to center, arms and legs. Start in staff. And then we'll rise up to boat. Arms and legs lifting. The back starts to recline, keeping the back nice and tall though. So we don't want to be rounding the back here and struggling. If you need to, bend the knees, but don't round the spine. Exhale, cross the ankles, lower the feet down, plant the palms. Inhale, bump the hips and the feet up. Exhale, lower down. Rise back up. Really pulling the belly in on those exhalations. Cross the ankles, lower them, plant the palms. Inhale, bump up. Now we're going to take a vinyasa this time. Inhale, arms and legs up. Exhale, cross the ankles. That was short, wasn't it? Oops. Hands down, feet back, lower. Rise to back bend. Whew. Downward facing dog. Now we have to start making our way to lying down. So we're going to come back to seated. Before we lie down, let's go into a wide leg fold. So this is called Kurmasana. Take the legs out. Then start to tuck the hands underneath the legs. Now maybe just get a little bit. You can bend the knees. Maybe you can go a little further and work as much of the arms under the legs as you can. And then if you can straighten the legs and hover the heels, you're going to feel a really deep stretch in the groin area and the inner thighs. So we're going to be skipping a bunch of postures today. That some of them we did last week, I think. Let's rise up and then bring the legs down. Come all the way down to lying on the back. Lift the right leg up and grasp the right big toe with the peace fingers, extending the leg up. Bring the left hand down to the left thigh. And then inhale, lift the head up as you're still holding this right leg. And every exhalation, maybe you can bend the elbow to bring the leg in closer. Lower the head. Take the right leg out to the right. Turn the head to the left. The leg can be bent if needed. The only reason I say that so much is I know that people need that reminder, because we want to strain and we want to try to do it with that straight leg, but if we realize we can just bend the leg and then progress that way, eventually the leg might straighten. Now let's take this right leg back up, left hand to right leg, and then drawing the leg in. I like to see the progress between the two legs. So let's pick up the left leg and see that the right leg is closer to the trunk because we've stretched it. Now we'll switch here. Grasp the left big toe. Right leg releases, right hand on top of right thigh. Stretching the back of the legs while you're on the back is especially helpful for people who are really, really tight in the back of the legs. And then when you're also in seated, there's more going on with the back, and the pelvis. So now we'll take the left leg. Forgot to lift our heads here. It should be all right. And then we'll take the left leg out to the left, turn the head to the right. Just being aware of all the sensations that this body is experiencing right now. Watching those sensations. We'll bring the left leg back to center with a little help of the right hand, drawing the left leg in. Let's just pick up the right leg and see that they're even, and then we'll release the legs. Now we're going to skip a few postures here and then come into a variation of upward bow. If you can take a back bend with the hands down and then you lift the whole rest of the body, hands and feet stay down, feel free to do so. Otherwise, variation is to lift the hips up, walk the shoulders back. You might be able to hold the ankles, keep the trunk the trunk and the hips lifted. You might instead interlace fingers and keep arms straight, or you might push down into elbows with forearms lifted, particularly good for those tight shoulders. Exhale, lower down. Take a breath in and out, and then we'll take a second set, lifting back up. Exhale, lower, take a breath in and out, and then we'll rise back up. And exhale, lower all the way down. Okay, rise up to seated, straight legs, fold forward. We're almost ready to rest. Just a couple more postures, I think, and then we'll be there. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower down. Technically, it's time to rest. So maybe we'll not take our shoulder stands today. If you feel like you really want to and you know it, then you can go ahead and do so. But I think we'll need to wrap up now. So let's find a simple spinal twist here, arms to a T, knees to the right, head turns to the left. Knees to center and over to the left, head to the right. Knees to center. Give them a nice big squeeze. And then let's release the legs and the arms. Relax the legs, relax the arms. Take a breath in through the nose. And then let go of the breath, exhaling out through the mouth. Let the lips soften. Let the fingers soften and curl. Let the toes soften. Let the forehead and the crown of the head soften. Resting. Still resting for this short moment, releasing all mental activity. Before you deepen the breath or move the body, let's set our awareness in the heart center and let ourselves feel a deep sense of gratitude for life itself and the life process. And then let's also let ourselves feel grateful for the roles of both mother and father in that process. And then let the breath deepen. Bring movement again to the body. Reach the arms behind and find length. And then bring the knees in. Wrapping arms around, a little swaying. You can roll to the side to rise, or you can rock right up to seated. We're going to seal our practice, and since this weekend is Mother's Day falls in this weekend, we're going to just let ourselves focus on sending peace and deep love to all mothers and to all those with mothers, and especially to those who have lost mothers in this last year or so. That all may find peace and relief from suffering, that all may find the truth, and that we may also honor the mothers. So we'll bring the hands together and just feel that in your heart, and then we'll let that be pronounced with the sound of Om. So we'll breathe in through the nose. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.